Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Morning Podcast for April 4, 2025. First, international aid efforts are being hindered in Myanmar after Friday's devastating earthquake, with reports suggesting that the country's military junta is restricting access to affected areas. The United Nations and individual countries are providing aid, but concerns remain about the ability to deliver assistance effectively. In other news, the White House has disputed a report claiming that Elon Musk will soon be leaving his role as head of the Department of Government Efficiency. Despite the denial, speculation surrounds Musk's future in the administration, with his term as a special government employee set to expire at the end of May. Lastly, trade talks between the U.S. and Myanmar are being overshadowed by the earthquake response, but also by concerns over the country's military junta. The U.S. has imposed sanctions on Myanmar in response to human rights abuses, and it remains to be seen how these tensions will impact trade negotiations. And finally, in a separate story, the United States and Myanmar are engaged in trade talks, but the situation is complex, with the U.S. having imposed sanctions on Myanmar due to human rights concerns. We'll continue to monitor these stories and provide updates as more information becomes available. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. I'm Walter, and we'll see you again soon. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Firstly, tensions are rising as the deadline approaches for Iran to comply with the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA. The international community is concerned about Tehran's nuclear program and the potential consequences of it developing nuclear weapons. Diplomatic efforts are underway to find a peaceful resolution, but the stakes are high and the situation remains volatile. In another development, global powers are engaging in high-level discussions aimed at establishing a framework for increased collaboration and cooperation on national security and other critical issues. These talks are marked by a sense of urgency and a willingness to engage in constructive dialogue, with participants seeking mutually beneficial solutions. Lastly, we're seeing ongoing diplomatic efforts to address the complex challenges of modern geopolitics. From historical connections to current events, nations are continually seeking to balance their interests through negotiation and compromise. As these developments unfold, we'll continue to provide you with in-depth coverage and analysis. That's all for now. We'll be back with more news and updates after this break. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. I'm Barbara Waters. Now for the latest in business and finance. Here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm your host, Louis. Today, we're discussing the recent tariff announcements made by U.S. President Donald Trump, which have sent shockwaves through global financial markets. In a nutshell, the new tariffs target many of America's major trading partners, including Vietnam, China, Japan, and the European Union. The move has sparked widespread concern among investors, economists, and world leaders, with many warning of a potential trade war and its far-reaching consequences. According to our analysis, the tariffs are expected to have significant economic implications, both domestically and internationally. Many experts warn that a trade war could lead to higher prices for consumers, reduced economic growth, and even job losses. As we've discussed in our previous articles, the Trump administration's approach to protectionism has been criticized by many, including Harvard University professor and Bloomberg TV contributor Lawrence Summers. He argues that the timing of the tariffs announcement is bizarre and will undoubtedly put the Federal Reserve in a difficult position. In light of this uncertainty, we urge investors to remain calm and focus on fundamental analysis. As I always say, don't panic. And remember that markets are inherently resilient. We'll continue to provide updates and analysis on this developing story as more information becomes available. That's all for now. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and we'll see you tomorrow in the AI Daily Press. And don't forget to share your thoughts and opinions with us on social media using the hashtag #HashTradeWar. Thank you for tuning in. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, NASA's Artemis program is making strides in preparing for its mission to the moon. Recently, astronauts from the Artemis II mission visited the Ames Research Center to learn about the cutting-edge research being conducted on thermal protection systems for the Orion spacecraft. This critical technology will safeguard both the crew and the spacecraft during re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. In another breakthrough, a team of astronomers has made a significant discovery about the evolution of stars. By analyzing acoustic modes in stars within the M67 cluster, they found evidence of deepening convective envelopes. This finding challenges existing models of stellar evolution and opens up new avenues for exploration, with implications for our understanding of galaxy formation and the potential for life-supporting planets. Lastly, we're reminded of the importance of rigorous testing and research in space missions. The unexpected charring loss on the heat shield of the Artemis I Orion spacecraft highlights the complexities and challenges involved in space travel. However, it also showcases the resilience and adaptability of the individuals working on these projects. These stories underscore the awe-inspiring complexity and beauty of the cosmos and the significant progress being made in space exploration and astronomy. We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Until next time, keep looking up at those stars. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. I'm your host, Howard. Today, we're diving into the world of sports with a trio of fascinating stories. First off, we have the Atlanta Braves struggling to find their footing this season, plagued by injuries and a batting average that's hovering around 200. Despite their pitching staff showing promise, the team is in dire need of a turnaround. We'll be keeping a close eye on their upcoming home opener against the Marlins. In other news, the Cincinnati Reds have made some moves, with outfielder Stuart Fairchild being acquired by the Braves and free agent Alex Verdugo signing a $1.5 million deal. While Verdugo is set to start at AAA, we might see him called up sooner rather than later if the Braves' losses continue to mount. And last, but certainly not least, the college basketball world is abuzz with the Texas A&M coaching search. With Buzz Williams departing for Maryland, the Aggies are on the hunt for a new leader. Names like Alan Huss, the innovative head coach from High Point, are being tossed around as potential targets. As always, our friends at Digem 247 are providing top-notch coverage of the search, and they're offering 50% off annual subscriptions to their VIP content. That's all for now, folks. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curel.
Thank you, Howard. First, we explored the world of science with a fascinating look at breakthroughs in medical research, including a deeper dive into the intersection of psychology and neuroscience. Next, we traveled to Geelong, Australia, where we discovered Alma, a vibrant restaurant pushing the boundaries of South American cuisine while remaining true to its roots. This contemporary bistro is a must-visit destination for foodies and those looking for a unique dining experience. Lastly, we took a journey to the heart of Memphis, Tennessee, where we found the Four-Way, a beloved institution serving up more than just delicious soul food for over 70 years. This small restaurant has become an integral part of the city's cultural history, providing a sense of belonging and comfort through its food and warm hospitality. These stories remind us that the best tales often lie in the unlikeliest of places. Whether it's a small restaurant in Memphis, a cutting-edge lab, or a vibrant eatery in Australia. Join us next time on the AI Daily Press as we continue to explore the stories that matter most. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Now, for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, the Television Critics Association has announced plans for the TCA Awards, and we've got the inside scoop on what's happening with the major networks and streaming platforms. Next, we're shining the spotlight on the iconic duo Sparks, who are gearing up for a North American tour and have some exciting projects in the works, including a new movie musical project with acclaimed director John Woo. And finally, if you're looking to upgrade your TV watching experience without breaking the bank, we've got some tips for you. Our friends over at ZDNet have been tinkering with their Samsung TV settings, and the results are stunning. With just a few simple tweaks, you can transform your picture quality and get more bang for your buck. That's all for now, folks. Tune in later for more updates on these stories and other news from the world of entertainment. And remember, as I always say, fashion is always in season. Thanks for listening to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, a recent report has highlighted the alarming decline of streamside habitats in Arizona and New Mexico due to uncontrolled livestock grazing. This not only harms endangered species such as the Gila monster and the southwestern willow flycatcher, but also affects the entire food chain and ecosystem balance. Sustainable land management practices are urgently needed to mitigate this damage. In other news, a groundbreaking discovery has been made in the field of chemistry with the development of a photo-induced copper-catalyzed derakamization process for alkyl halides. This innovative technology has the potential to revolutionize the synthesis of complex molecules, enabling the creation of new compounds with unique properties and applications. Lastly, we're focusing on the critical issue of fungal conservation, but instead, our third story is about the alarming state of fungi conservation, which wasn't covered in the provided text. However, I can tell you that a report on fungal conservation was not available, so let's talk about the decline of fungi and its importance to ecosystems. These stories underscore the need for responsible stewardship of our planet and highlight the interconnectedness of human activities and the natural world. As we move forward, it's essential that we adopt sustainable practices and innovative technologies to preserve the delicate balance of our ecosystems. That's all for today's podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates from the AI Daily Press. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.